define us. However, they may also constrain us if we don't learn to go beyond those lines that are often imposed on us. So let me start with a short reflection, a personal story. I grew up in a tiny village in Austria, just a stone's throw away from where my father grew up and was born. And I was beautiful, right? But it also felt a little bit limiting. I wanted to know what's beyond that horizon. And so I tried to challenge convention, which then led me to university, a study abroad, and eventually to New York, where now raise my 2 boys with my wife and really try to instill in them those practices, those lessons to really take advantage of our city and our world. And this also guides my work at Iona University, where I'm honored to build an entrepreneurship program, an interdisciplinary entrepreneurship program, trying to expose our students to spaces that they didn't know existed, or to spaces that they knew existed but didn't know they had access to. And through that work, I'm trying to connect across the entire university, cut through those silos that often define our faculty's experiences, their intellectual spaces. Because it is paramount that we often really engage students in that capacity. Because as disciplines, we often invite our students into our silos. We keep them there, safe and cozy, build the intellectual muscles with them, engage them in our discipline as they learn and grow. Yet we contain them still in our college campuses and seldomly push them outside into the real world and give them those kinds of real life experiences. So how can we think about how we can take our students and have them step outside into the real world and straddle the academic lives, the academic experiences with those real life experiences? And this is really the genesis of my thinking of how I really try to approach my faculty fellowship project and engage in that capacity, really trying to solve this issue. So I took initially my faculty fellowship program that I've been running, a grants program, and tried to expand that and incentivize faculty from across the university to take on a community-based design thinking project, working with a community partner with a larger vision to create a community engagement and economic development studio. And through that work, I was also able to reflect and think about my own journey and my own learning and become humble in that process. Because as a leader, we often are asked to do, yet we don't often humble ourselves. So our community really here has been tremendously helpful, so we want to thank everybody for that. Eventually, this grants program that I revamped yielded 4 proposals. I was able to award 3 grants, and faculty from 4 disciplines engaged with our community, with local schools, with local businesses, with a local nursing home. I also engaged in a pivot, was able to expand our work by building new strategic partnerships, expanding our programs, secured 3 contracts to continue that work. And that work really yielded collaborations with the Business Council of Westchester, where we mapped the local innovation ecosystem. We tried to figure out what public art and economic development have in common, how we can attract businesses to a local hometown, New Rochelle, and eventually partnered with the Viscardi Center to help support entrepreneurs with disabilities, really engaging our students not to learn outside of their lines, but also help remove some of the barriers imposed of one of our most marginalized communities. And with that, we're really now at the center here, engaging in our thinking. Our work is ongoing. Our, sky is literally the limit. And as we continue to challenge ourselves, to break down those silos, to break down those barriers, to really engage our students to push beyond those lines, we can create really an incredible world for our students. And with that, I invite all of us to really ask ourselves the question of how we might redefine traditional academic learning spaces in order to create a positive societal impact.